This is the Desert Research Institute's early warning dust sensor that we're in collaboration with the Desert Research Institute. And this is one of their sensors that's installed on the NMSU campus, and we're evaluating how it works and providing some feedback back to DRI. And as you can see, the sensors, there's actually 3 sensors on this pod. They're on the bottom there, which is showing there, that's the bottommost one. That senses the dust flux and at one height, and then that one is another that measures the dust flux at a second height. And what it does is it measures the saltation particles, the sand particles that pass through those 2 different heights. And as we zoom up, we'll see the top of the pod, which is solar powered, and inside that gray box is the electronics, and then the data is stored in this little box on the side there, and then that little red item there is the SD card that stores the data. And on the side there's also a smaller aerosol particle sensor that also collects data, and then the wind sensor that collects the wind speed. I can see 2 different application areas for these dust sensors. The first application area would be to test the effectiveness of dust control palliatives or dust control measures. So we would put 1 or more of these sensors out in the area where we want to test, monitor for a period of time, then apply the measures, and then retest again to see how well the controls are. The second application area would be to test the feasibility of a dust storm early warning system. These sensors would provide some useful, very useful information to look at the initiation of dust emissions starting from the saltation particles to the resuspension particles. So we would come up with a wind speed or some kind of a model that would relate the dust emissions with the temporal behavior of dust over an area, and maybe even combine it with some imagery.